Instagram Live.
Looks like YouTube might give us some issues again. But we should be recording too.
Get
So
the
it's okay.
feed, put it on later.
Yeah. That's okay. What's up, everybody?
What up?
As you know, I'm Vince. And I am here with...
More. Representing Watch City Crew.
So I actually met him in elementary school. We're talking 100 years ago. I don't know. It's been, what, elementary school?
20 years.
20, Jesus Christ. We're not old. We're still young. Young at heart, at least. I'm feeling old. But, yeah. So, hope everybody's doing good. We've got the live interview and Q&A, so if you guys want to send any questions through, definitely feel free to send questions through. And we're just here to have a good time. So, where are you from?
Elgin. Elgin, Illinois.
Born and raised?
Born and raised.
Yep.
I spent a little time living in Chicago. I spent some time living in Algonquin, but I'm back in Elgin now.
Very nice, very nice, very nice. Can't get away.
Yeah.
It keeps pulling you back. I mean, I told myself that I would never, after I moved out of Elgin, I'm like, I'm never moving back to Elgin.
Yeah.
That's one of the spots that my wife and I are considering for a house.
Yeah.
So it's like,
we're looking to buy, so.
you can't win. You really can't. So, what do you do? What is your art form?
So I've recently kind of discovered that my art form is wider than what I initially thought, so I've always just considered myself a musician. Recently I did an artist residency in Key West. Over that week I was just compiling audio and video off my phone. I ended up making like a 25-minute short film out of what I did there. I've been doing my own album art. People started paying me to do their album art, so I'm realizing like, all right, I guess I'm just kind of a more all-encompassing artist than I thought. So I'm mainly focused in like multimedia. Music is still always my main goal. I learned how to do video and photo editing and album art design and all that because of music. All that was always a byproduct of, well, I need to get this done in order for some self-promotion or promotion for my group.
Yeah.
So it was like picking up things along the way, and then I got a job as an audio engineer and kind of all-around media lab attendant at Gale Borden Library, and that allows me to work on the craft of editing and like all the technical stuff behind the scenes. So since I've gotten better at that and gotten more interested in that, it's kind of evolved more from just being like a rapper and a drummer and musician into, I guess, more well-rounded artist in the full sense of it.
Audio guru. Let's go with audio.
Audio visual, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm still not like the technical, like put me in the live setting, and I'm not as comfortable as I am like in a studio.
Okay.
I'm not like a gearhead necessarily
Gotcha.
sense, I'm more into the art form of it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So that's sound design. He's got it. He does it.
Sound
Definitely
design, video editing, mixing, mastering, live performances. That's my end goal. I want to make my whole living performing and recording my own music and do merchandising and all that. So I perform regularly and release music regularly, and that's the ultimate dream is to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to be in the realm of what I want to be doing.
Working up,
Definitely.
getting to it, putting your time in. I mean, everybody's got to put their time in. As a photographer, I definitely know about putting in time.
Absolutely.
That's always the most fun, is putting in all that time. I'm like, all right, who can I work with now? Who haven't I worked with? Who do I want to work with? Who don't I want to work with? Who do I want to stay away from?
Right.
All those.
You figure those things out along the way too. The people you're like, we were just talking about that.
So what really? Let's start with the music.
Okay.
What really got you into music?
I don't know what necessarily got me into music. I mean, I guess my dad played guitar and sang Led Zeppelin and Sabbath songs and stuff growing up, so I would hear that, like acoustic renditions of classic rock songs a lot in the living room. I wanted to play the drums because a couple of my friends started a band and they needed a drummer in like 7th grade. Maybe you know them, Colin Coco
Yep.
and Andy Harvey, who didn't go to school with us, but they started a band, so I wanted to learn the drums. My dad told me that if I wanted to play keyboard, guitar, bass, anything besides drums, that they'd buy it for me. But if I wanted to play the drums, I had to save up and get it myself. So I started mowing lawns and like doing anything I could. I basically was like my own little landscaping company for a summer, and then I got enough to buy a drum set.
Okay.
Started paying for my own lessons, and then once they saw that my parents saw I was sticking with it, they kind of started helping me out along the way. So that started it all, playing the drums, and I was in bands growing up, like metal bands, rock alternative bands. I started playing in a jazz group, and then transitioned from there. I always kind of rapped for fun. Like I just wrote. I've been a writer for since I was a kid. So rapping was kind of just like the meshing of the rhythm side from the drums and the writing. It kind of just naturally came together.
Yeah.
But I never thought that I was gonna be a rapper or like in the hip hop world as like what I was doing, trying to do for a profession, or what I was doing, spending all my time in. But I joined Watch City, the crew that I'm in now, in 2010, and our first shows were all packed, and like we were just drawing way bigger crowds than I was drawing in any of the bands that I was in. So I was like, well, I guess this is what I'm doing then. So I kind of just, I enjoyed doing it. So it wasn't a hard transition to just go over. So there I kind of just figured, all right, well, if people want to see me rap, I'll keep rapping. So then I kind of transitioned from it being like drums were the main thing and rapping was on the side, to rapping being the main thing, and now drums are kind of more on the side. And now it's coming together now that I've gotten more into the production world of like making my own beats, and that it's kind of all meshing together again, where like I'm playing the drums on the songs that I'm rapping over.
Okay. Yeah.
So but yeah, it all started with like mowing lawns to get a drum set to try and join a band with my friends.
Well, there you go.
So,
Kind of.
Yeah.
I can see why your parents were willing to invest in guitar and piano.
Yeah, they're like,
versus the
play
drums.
something quiet and we'll take care of it. But yeah, if you want, and they thought that maybe I would just like do it for a little
Kinda
while and
fizzle
quit.
out, yeah.
So they didn't. Yeah, but, I stuck with it, and then I practiced in the living room for years. And God bless my parents, I was in heavy metal bands with older guys that were like drinking in the living room, and so they dealt with a lot for me to be able to try to flourish as a musician.
Yeah. I mean, I started teaching myself piano when we were in elementary school, and then my mom was like, you know what? She's like, do you want to take formal lessons? Yeah, sure. My little brother started doing lessons not with me, but same time that I would go. And then all of a sudden he popped up. He's like, hey, Ma, I want to play the drums. And she's like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. But she went ahead. She got him a drum set.
Nice.
I think I want to say she got it off like Craigslist or something, but she wasn't brand new by far. But she got him a drum set. I don't think he does anything with it. Like he was definitely one who kind of just fizzled out of it. I don't know why.
Maybe that's why I stuck with it too. Was that I had to work so hard to get it that I was like, no way.
You invested in it. It's like,
exactly.
I'm getting this. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna keep going with it.
Exactly.
Screw everybody who says no that I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I mean, you invested in it. Photography. I'm not gonna give this up. I mean, I was talking to someone a month ago. He's like, how much do you think you have as far as gear? I'm looking at it, and I told him, I'm like, 3,600. No way, absolutely not. I've got way more than that I carry strapped to my back when I carry it around, and that kind of makes me nervous. And it's like, it's a good thing I'm a big guy, because if anybody looks at me walking down the street,
I've got my hard drive or anything on me, I feel not necessarily the monetary value, but I'm like, I've got like 3 years worth of work.
Right. It's like all my stuff is on here.
Yeah.
It's like
It's backed up, but it would be a
Right.
big hassle.
Yeah.
I'd have to go through a
Yep.
lot to get it back.
No, I same thing. Back up all my photos. All my photos are backed
Yeah.
up. I've got a 4 terabyte hard drive sitting at home. And then I've got a couple other 4 terabytes that are in their boxes, and it's like, all right, when that one's full.
I've gotten better at that
Go to the next
lately.
one.
I've lost some stuff, so I'm like, nah, not again.
Yeah. All my pictures. The first year that I started photography, that I started professionally.
Yeah.
I had the finished product, but the originals, I don't know where the fuck they went. And
I've got a few things like that where it's like the songs are out there, but the session files are gone, so we can never go back and edit. We can never remaster.
Oh,
we can,
God. Like it kills. It
Yeah.
kills so much. But no, I mean,
there's been a few times where like, oh, I wish we could like put the instrumental versions out as like a couple 2-year anniversary thing or whatever.
Yeah, like,
and it's
yo, this is where
but
it all
like,
started.
oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's losing stuff that sucks.
Yeah.
And investing all that time
It's what
and
it
then
is,
losing
though.
it. Yeah.
I'm glad there's a preserved version somewhere of those, even if there's not the stem files and everything.
You still able to go back and look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Or listen to it. So where so with the design stuff then, was that kind of out of a necessity, or was that just hey, I just want to do it?
More so, like occasionally I'll just sit down and paint or something just because I want to. But I never really considered myself like a visual artist, and I still don't think that I'm like a finely skilled visual artist. I'm just creative, and I can figure out ways to achieve a product that I want to achieve. But yeah, it was kind of more so out of, I don't know if necessity is the word, because I could have always paid somebody else to do it, you know what I mean? But yeah, to like, one, to save cost, but also because I do like to have, to be able to execute a full vision, and like sometimes to export the work to somebody else, you might have an idea of how you want it to look.
And you try to explain it to
but
them.
it just doesn't translate, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and then it just comes back maybe good, but just not exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
And sometimes I found that could be great, and that's where collaboration is great, because you get something that you wouldn't have gotten on your own out of it, and sometimes that comes to be something that's awesome that you're glad you did.
Oh yeah.
But then there's some other times where it's like, oh, I kind of wish that
I just did
it myself. Right. So it comes a little bit, I guess, out of that too, of like, I just enjoy being able to present the music the way I want to, from the visual side and the audio side, everything exactly how I want to do it. So
yeah, no, it's the same. I mean, especially with the visual stuff, a lot of it translates over even with photography. I mean, there are times where I'll have an idea and I know exactly what I want to do, and I'll try to explain it to somebody, like especially a model who I'm working with. Try to explain it to them, like, no, this is the way, like this is what it's gonna look like. This is how it'll turn out. Like this is what I'm going for.
yeah.
And you get the wardrobe, you get the makeup, you get the hair like down perfect, but it's just the final execution of actually like taking the photos and getting the right poses for the photos, and hoping that the model can do these poses and execute that feeling and that emotion. That's been a big thing, but
it doesn't always happen. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, and it's fantastic when it does, but it's like it kind of kills you a little bit when it doesn't. It's like, oh, I have this great thing, and I put all this time into it, and, but
I've kind of learned to accept those moments though, as well as like see what everybody else thinks. You know what I mean? Because I found sometimes I'll have a vision for it that I'm really attached to, but maybe it's only important like that to me, you know what I mean? But there could be other alternate versions that could still be great that other people would like, So.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, and like, but then on the flip side, when it turns out great, like I love shooting with other photographers. I love when I'm shooting with a group of photographers. It could be a group shoot, or it could just be me and one of my other friends, and it's like getting a chance to shoot together and shooting the same subject. It's like
seeing your different takes on the same thing.
No, like, and that's the thing. Like especially when it comes to like comp cards. Like I tell people, they're like, "Oh, can you do my photos for my comp card?" I'm like, line up a couple other photographers. It's like, why
Mhm.
don't we do it all at the same time? So then you're not having to, jump studio to studio to studio,
Right.
and we'll get a group of us together. We'll all shoot you, and you'll get some amazing images.
Mhm.
It's like, because you don't want the same thing from everyone. Everyone's going to see something different.
Right.
Everyone's going to see it a different way, and that's the great thing with collaborations. Is
Definitely.
being able to see what everybody else can bring to the table.
That's a cool thing I think about rap music too, is that there's a lot of that. Like it's the same instrumental track, but with my group, for example, Watch City, maybe 4 of us will get the same beat that one of us made and sent to the others, and then you get 4 different takes on that same
Yeah.
song, and then it's like, all right, here's your verse, your verse, your verse, and then you kind of, it gives it that feel that you can't get from one person, because
Yeah.
you got multiple people.
It's all those different viewpoints. It's all those different. It's that everyone's ear is different.
Mhm.
Everyone feels something a different way.
And then maybe, you probably get the same thing from collaborating photography-wise. Maybe you see something from their photo that makes you think like, oh, I never thought about doing it that way. Now, next time I'm in that situation, maybe I'll come at it from that angle.
Like
Yeah.
one big example is even just lighting. Like I did it today. I had 2 shoots today. Shout out to you guys. You guys know who you are. Don't know if you guys are going to pop in the live, but you know who you are, who was here shooting with me. Just using a single light, single flash, off camera. And I think the photos are turning out awesome, and I absolutely love them. So it's like and that's something that I kind of took from 2 other different photographers, as far as using off-camera flash, off-camera strobes, and it's like, oh, okay. It's like, well, they're using 3. I don't have that many, so I'm just gonna make it work with 1.
Right.
And I think the pictures are turning out great. Like the shadows are coming out the way that I want them to.
Right.
Like,
Right, you work
it's
with
coming
what
out.
you got and you figure out how to
yeah,
use it.
yeah. But it's like, but getting those ideas, seeing what someone did, or hearing what someone did, and pulling from that and getting
Yeah.
inspiration from that to go further and create something more. It totally makes sense, and it translates. I feel like it translates through any and all different art forms.
Definitely.
Painting is kind of hard to collaborate on.
But you could-
unless you're doing
My
you're doing a
daughter
big full
collaborates
canvas.
with her friends sometimes on a canvas. They'll come over and she'll just they'll each paint half of it, and then you'll see them like, oh, it looks like a beach now. Like, okay, well,
Oh,
let's
then
paint
go
the
from there.
sun.
Okay,
It's like,
yeah. That makes okay.
Yeah.
Proven wrong. You can collaborate on canvas. Any art form. Drawing inspiration, learning from what you've come across before. Could be learning from mistakes, like with us backing up hard drives.
Mhm.
And that's I think is one of the great things that I like about art is being able to collaborate and being able to draw that inspiration from something else,
Right.
from someone else. There are times there's a couple shoots that I want to do that I still have to flesh out in my head, but they are inspired by music. But I've just got to figure out how to execute it to have it make sense. Because people are like, oh, you're just gonna have a musician with instruments. Well, no.
Sometimes
It's
that
gonna-
figures
it's gonna-
itself
yeah.
out in the midst of the process,
Yeah,
right?
it's a model, but it's attributing to specific songs. So I'm still trying
Alright, so maybe figure out something that's in the lyric that you
Mhm.
could
yeah.
embody.
So it's pulling inspiration from that to put it into photography, or one of my other friends, he unfortunately gave up on music. He was great. He would write songs for piano and for violin, and he would take photographs around Chicago, just snapping pictures on his phone, and he would compose music
about what that photo is.
like
That's
what,
pretty cool.
how he felt, and it was all instrumentals. There was no vocals to it, but he would just compose something that he felt went with that photo.
Yeah.
and like he stopped doing it because he's like, you know, I can't afford it anymore. I'm like, what can't you afford? To walk around Chicago and
Right.
take photos? I've got a keyboard if you want to use my keyboard. I've got a violin if you want to use my violin. Like, what do you mean you can't afford? But he gave up on it, and now he's working some boring 9-to-5 office job, sitting behind a computer, ready to smash his face on the
the sound
keyboard.
effect, like
Right. Like he wants to smash his head against the keyboard all day. So it's like, no, I mean,
I feel like you could do both if you, you know, I've looked at it more recently from a standpoint of whether I'm getting my money from art or I'm getting money somewhere else. As long as I have the money, I can always create the fucking art. You know what I mean? So it's like as long as I have enough to pay bills and live and be comfortable, whether it's you know, I used to want it to be like, okay, I want to make sure that it's only my, you know, that my career is just solely off of just getting paid for my art. But now I'm kind of more of the standpoint of like, you could do both. So even if I did decide, I mean, I don't see myself taking a boring office job. I'm happy with the job that I have, and I'm good, and I'm able to be creative at work. So, but hypothetically, if something came around that paid a shit ton of money, I'd probably take it just so I could be like, all right, well, I'll put in my 40 hours, and then I could still create music, and I could still create art, and do all this, and do it at a high level. And whether or not you're famous from it, I think, to me at this point is like not as big of a deal as if can I continue to just sustain and create. So, and what I'm finding is as long as you are able to, you need time and you need money, you know what I mean? So maybe that having that job would take away from the time aspect, I don't know, but I'm kind of rambling here, but yeah, I guess on that subject of like because a lot of people do that, they like give up on what they want to do and then they go to the safer money route. And I feel like you could do both, you know, like you could take the safe job and then you could come home and play your music till midnight and go to sleep and do it again. You know,
I mean that's what I do. Right now, I mean, I started a new job 3 weeks ago, and it's been great. I mean, it's tiring and exhausting, but that's what I do. Like I go to work at noon, I'm done by like 8:30. Well, now it's got to be 8:30. They're cutting back on the overtime, but like I've got to be done by 8:30. But I get home 9:15, maybe later if I decide to take a quick nap in my car before I come home. But and then I'd stay up until 1-2 o'clock in the morning, doing whatever I need to do with my photos, doing whatever promotions I need to put out. You know, getting whatever blog posts I need to put up, like to keep my business going, to keep fresh content coming in for the business. And it's like, I mean, I don't get a whole lot of sleep anyway. Like I wake up in the middle of the night anyway, so it's like I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Right.
Like
I'm a night owl too. I'll spend my time making a beat or something late at night.
It's like it sucks because I want to sleep, but I'm gonna take advantage of it. It's like it's the time that I have, and I'm gonna use it. Yeah. So it's like you can't. I mean, you can.
But you also gotta really want to do it, you know, because if you don't want to do it, then it's just a chore to stay up late and work on it. You know.
Absolutely. And I mean, I really feel like he wanted to do it, but yeah, he wanted to go in the safe route. I mean, his job pays really well, and he can travel now. And I'm like, dude, you're going outside of Chicago now. Like you're
now you can take a picture in Paris and
exactly.
make a song about
I'm like,
it.
dude, I'm like, you're in New York, 2 days a week, at least every 3 weeks. So at least every month, you're in New York for at least 2 days. Take pictures out there.
Right.
You're in California at least twice a month. Take pictures out there. He's going to, which I'm super fucking jealous. He's going to Austria, and he's going to Vienna. And I always wanted to go to Vienna. And he's going there, and he's going to be there for a week. Because that's where one of his friends is getting married. So he's going out there in, this is June? He's going out there in 2 months. I'm like, you could fucking snap photos like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, Vienna, Austria, music, violin, piano, come on. Like, you can't get more music than Vienna. Like, so you can't get more classical music than Vienna. So, like, I think that's what it was. Like, he just kind of just lost
the passion for it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it
which sucks. I really wish
it happened to a lot of people as well.
Like, some of his shit was really good. It was really, really good. But, yeah, I mean, do you see yourself ever kind of narrowing down from rather this broad spectrum
I
of art
yeah.
to kind of just kind of focus down eventually? Like if you,
I don't know if I wouldn't say I see myself. I'm kind of just like letting it happen. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it's all worked for me so far. You know, I got like, I fell into a teaching, like I didn't go to school to teach. I fell into a teaching job that paid enough to keep me sustaining as an artist for a while. And then I got this job full time at the library as an audio engineer that I also, you know, my friend is running the program. He told me to apply a few years back. I applied even though I was working somewhere else. I was kind of just like, yeah, whatever. Got that job. That's allowed me for the last 3 years to sustain. And so I'm kind of just figuring out that like in order to be a professional artist, like it just whatever comes, as long as it's anywhere within the realm of what I want to do, say yes, and see where it takes me. So I guess like I said, the ultimate goal, what I want to do is narrow it down to just writing, recording, performing music. That's what I'm most passionate about, so that's what I would love to do. But on the same token, like if I got offered a great, well-paying position to edit video, I enjoy editing video as well. So yeah, you know what I mean? It's like I'm kind of, so yeah, the goal is to narrow it down to just being a performing artist. That's what I would love to do full time. But I'm not just dead set on that being the only way for me.
kind of take whatever path
I found
could
that
possibly
I've
lead you
had
there.
that for exactly. So that's always like,
Mhm.
all right, I'm trying to get to that. So
Yeah.
there's
It's
a
like,
lot of ways
what
to
can I
get
do?
there.
What can I do to keep making what I need to make, but will still, like, even if it's like a slight little curve, little detour,
Uh-huh.
but I can come back to it.
And I found I'm happiest that way too, not having big expectations on what's going to happen off of one endeavor versus the next one, and that some things take off that I didn't necessarily expect to take off, and other things that I did expect to take off don't. So not to really tie too much of like my satisfaction or happiness to like one of these sides of anything. And just kind of, all right, this is where it is, then this is where it is, and I'm going to enjoy that.
God, I would love to have that mindset. I mean, like, and I mean, I know photographers who are, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm very, like,
Uh-huh.
but, like, I mean, I'm pretty good with the flow, but, like, I know photographers who are just super, super loose about everything. And it's like, and that gives me anxiety. It's like, oh, I can't do that. Like, for me, I'd have to have, like, some sort of structure. Like, with this new job, pays a lot more. The hours give me more daytime hours.
Uh-huh.
Or they will, once I'm done with all the training. The hours will give me so many more daytime hours when everybody else is awake.
Right, exactly.
To be able to work with them
Uh-huh.
and be able to create content with them. But then it'll also open the door to possibly buy the house. And with that house, like we were talking earlier before we started the live, I've got my stipulations. I need a space for a studio and that damn attached garage. But yeah, I need that space for that studio because then if I have a studio space, I won't have to, like, unless I'm looking for something specific, I can do portraits in there all day.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I'll be at home. You know, I could wake up, shower, throw on some clothes so I look presentable, have model or client or whoever come in, do the portraits, do the photos. They leave, I can go back into my boxers or shorts or whatever and start editing. Like, I don't have to go anywhere, I don't have to lug any equipment around, I have to set up, I don't have to break down. Could do all the live interviews and Q&As and everything straight there at home.
Yeah.
So it's, so that, I mean, that's eventually the goal, but, so I guess I kind of see this new job as kind of like that means to an end.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, wouldn't we all love to just do our craft as, like, this is what I'm doing. This is my job, this is my full-time job. I don't have to worry about anything else. I don't have to answer to anybody else unless it's a client, and that's it. Like,
And I guess kind of worried that, I don't worry because I wouldn't say worried because I'm not sitting here thinking all the time like, oh, what if it all pans out and I don't like it. But I think about that too of like, even if you're doing your passion and then there starts to be like stricter deadlines and places that you need to be that you don't want to need to be, and then is even that everything that you want. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out, I guess, just the best way to like do all the shit I want to do without having too many expectations that are beyond my own expectations. If that makes sense. You know,
I'm not looking too far ahead of where.
I just want to keep myself in a position to where I'm in
with
control of
yes.
my own decision making art wise. You know, what I put out, when I put it out, how I make it, what shows I take and don't take. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that makes
not
sense.
to say that I'm not open to somebody stepping in and giving me all their input and knowledge on that, but I don't want to be, I guess, tied to like what would be just a regular work schedule of like everything's regimented and everything's worked out for me like that. I kind of enjoy being able to just be free flowing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no, totally. And I feel like as a musician, well, I mean, as a creator in general, I mean, it's always going to be the best feelings, having that freedom to kind of just flow with it.
I will say I did realize, you know, I always thought that I didn't really like structure, and when I did that artist residency in Key West, I realized that I need some structure. Like
at least something.
When I had a week to just do whatever I want and just only focus on, should we pause until the...
It should pick back up.
Don't hear it.
YouTube didn't go through, but
You got the camera feed?
I'm recording.
Son. Oh, keep talking.
Yeah.
I just realized after like 7 days of focusing my entire life around creating art that it was just, I did need some structure. I found myself kind of distorting the lines between like what a regular person's life is and like just this completely free life. I was like, if I could live like this all the time and I had unlimited money, I'd probably go crazy because you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have anyone telling you anything to do. So I did realize that I do need a little bit of structure to just keep me...
something still has to be there. To keep
something that connects me to the rest of everybody else. You know what I mean?
To the real world instead of just kind of just drifting off. Like, oh.
Exactly, because it's easy. I found that it's fairly easy to just like create this artistic world that only makes sense to like the little art circle that you're in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to everybody else, they're going to work and they're living the regular American lifestyle, and it's kind of like, how do you connect to them when you live this almost make-believe life that you created, you know?
No, that makes sense. I mean, like I told myself that if, like it would be, it'd be dangerous no matter what, but if I won the lotto, I was like, oh, God. Like I think about it, it's like, I'll try and be responsible.
Yeah.
Like I'll try my hardest. Like I know that there's gonna be a pretty penny that is spent on just stupid shit.
Hey,
like
whatever.
I'm gonna get 2 brand new cars. I'm gonna build my own damn house. Like, I'm just gonna go crazy with some money. But it's like I like to think that because I don't have the money now,
right?
But I'm planning what I would do when I do have the financial means. It's like
when you get there, you got a plan.
Yes, it's like I'll pay off my debt.
Right.
You know, immediate family, like definitely immediate family's debt is paid off. Like I'm not siblings that I don't talk to or cousins that I don't talk to that I've never really talked to that I didn't grow up with. Like, no, don't come to me with your hands out. Like my cousins who I grew up with. Yes, if you guys need help, you get help. Like pay off whatever debt my mom has. Get her a new car. She's got a newer car, but get her a new car. Obviously, my wife's debt gone. My in-laws' debt gone. Help out the brother-in-laws. Like close friends. Like they've got to be super close friends. I'm not helping.
Right. Otherwise,
I'm not helping every John, Joe, and Susie out there. Like,
otherwise, that's when you blow all the money in a year.
I'd have to have seen you naked. Or like giving you a kiss on the cheek for New Year's or something like that. Like, we gotta be tight. We gotta have like 3 inside jokes minimum. That's where I draw the line. 3 inside jokes minimum. But like I think I'd be responsible. But it's like, but then again, like having all that money, it's like,
Right.
well, shit, I don't have to work
What
anymore.
keeps you grounded
Yeah,
then?
exactly.
What
It's
keeps
like
you,
gonna get a big head, and then you end up spending it all. It's
Uh-huh.
like no. It's like like there's you still have to have some sort of responsibility, some
Yeah,
sort of structure.
Exactly. Something
to-
that just keeps you
to keep yourself going instead of exploding.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep you going along and going to still do what you want to do.
Exactly.
But like being like Keanu Reeves. Being like Keanu
That
Reeves.
sounds like a good life
Let's
goal.
just be Keanu Reeves.
Everyone be Keanu
Like,
Reeves.
The internet's been
that.
blowing. Yes, the internet's been blowing up with Keanu Reeves. But like, be like Keanu Reeves. Like, don't be cool, be free flowing, but still have priorities.
Socially responsible.
Yes, yes, and be kind to animals, always.
And to each other.
To each other, absolutely. Unless there's that jerk down the hall who just will not shut up about stupid things and punch him in the throat, whatever. If you gotta flight of stairs, I'm not saying to push him down the stairs, but if he were to fall down the stairs.
Maybe drop a banana peel on your way to work.
Full on Tom and Jerry just slips, falls down. Not saying to do that,
It's an option.
but not saying not to do that. The choice is yours, and that's what makes us all great Jedi and Sith. So we've talked about your music.
Uh-huh.
We've talked about some of your visual design stuff. Is there anybody?
We're back.
Oh, we're back on live. Hey guys,
Hey.
we were gone for a while. I don't think it recorded, but it's
We
okay.
got a fire emoji.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, he was one of the photographers at a collab photo shoot that I did.
Nice.
Who else? Oh, everybody waved. I'll just wave to everybody.
Me too.
Hey guys. I just lost my train of thought.
Let's see. We talked about the audio. We talked about the visual.
Oh yes. Is there anybody that really kind of gave you a lot of inspiration, like that kind of, because you said your dad played guitar,
Mm-hmm.
and that opened the door for music for you. Is there anyone who you kind of definitely, aside from your dad, who you definitely like look up to and kind of draw from them?
It's kind of changed a few times over the years. Like there's been people at different periods of things that have kind of guided me through. So when I first started doing hip hop and really putting it out there publicly and like trying to do shows, a husband and wife hip hop super couple called Urbanized Music, Amina and Chris Hawkins. They were really like a guiding force for me early on. They were the reason that myself and Watch City kind of got into the Chicago underground hip hop scene and got a lot of opportunities in there. So they've definitely been an inspiration to me. As far as like bigger, I guess mainstream artists too. Atmosphere, and from a business standpoint, and I enjoy the music as well, but Nipsey Hussle, who just passed away unfortunately, but I was always like, when he, a few years back, well really probably 5-6 years back, he put out a mixtape that was, I don't remember if it was 100 copies for $1,000 each, or if it was 1,000 copies and he sold them for $100 each. But basically, he used just the scarcity method, and he made $100,000 off an independently produced mixtape. And seeing that kind of influenced the way that I started thinking about the business side of things, and stopped thinking of it so much as I need to appeal to everybody, and I need to, be this big commercial artist, to just really think of it as like, I could create a niche and find a core audience and just work within that and not have to bend too much, because I could, so that he was a big inspiration in that sense, and learning thinking of the business side of things a different way.
Yeah.
That's actually the reason I put out an EP called 23 in 2014, and I sold it for $23 a piece, and that was the idea of like just higher priced. Maybe we'll sell significantly less, but let's just see who's really down with this and who's
definitely going for what you're putting out. Who's definitely like there to support you, to really just enjoy and listen to what you're creating.
Definitely.
And hopefully it inspires them too. No, I mean that totally makes sense. Like there was I'm friends with someone on YouTube or on Facebook. And she went live the other day. She was talking with a mutual friend. Shout out Micah. She was talking with him, and she was trying to get some insight on becoming like an influencer, like an Instagram influencer, or social media in general, I guess. And that was one of the things that she was talking about, like finding your niche and finding those who are supportive of that and kind of just
go
eat it up.
Keep on going in
keep
that,
going
as
with
opposed
it.
to trying to keep on finding this huge universal audience. Maybe you could do that, but I find most people are probably better off in a specific lane. And
like that's one of the big things that I'm really trying. I'd really like to focus down as far as the photography, like the portraits, absolutely, but like I had it in my mindset like Instagram would kind of be the more, I don't want to say like not safe for work, but more along those lines.
Right.
Like, okay, this might be, since
risque.
Yeah, since Tumblr kind of fell through, damn it. Like, okay, maybe I can pull off Instagram, and then I remembered Facebook owns Instagram. But Facebook is where I have a lot more family. And some of them may not like to see, oh, there's a butt. Don't know whose butt it is, but it's someone's butt.
Instagram will eat that up.
Oh, absolutely. Like, so throwing out like any of the intimates and glamour sessions, doing more of the physique and fitness shoots, getting those on Instagram. But then I realized it's like, I'm not at that point yet. Like I've definitely still got to kind of.
You got to get into.
I've still got to kind of keep
your
a broad
own
audience
lane,
before I start to really narrow it down.
Yeah, and then once you become, among the best at one specific thing, I think that's when you start really just bringing in an audience and building off of that.
Yeah, like I think if I stay with the portraits and kind of get into being more creative with the portraits, that'll kind of help create my own path, and that'll help lead me where I want to go. So finding my niche and working towards it. But I mean it's always going to take time. No matter what you do, it's always going to take time, and it is hard. But once you find those people who really support you, then it's like it's the best damn feeling.
Yeah, exactly, and then it just becomes a little easier to continue on and keep doing more. There's somebody who cares about it.
Yeah, like there's a handful of, they're actually all models that I work with. Christian, you're definitely one. He likes almost every single photo that I put out, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram. He doesn't get on Instagram too much, it doesn't seem, but Facebook, every photo that I post and share, he's usually liking it. Who else does it? McKenna. She usually goes through. She doesn't get online very often, but she'll go through and she'll like my photos. Nina, she'll go through and she'll like my photos and share my posts, and that's the other big thing. It's sharing the content.
Yeah, definitely.
We all know that not everybody's content's for everybody else, but it's like, hey,
for somebody,
people, someone's still taking the chance.
Let them choose.
Like she's got family on her Facebook, so she'll share it to her Facebook or whatever, and she'll see if anybody bites, if anybody likes it, and if they do, then they like it, and it's like, hey, come like my page too.
Yeah.
Kind of just draw them all in, but no, I mean that all makes sense. It's a lot of work though.
Definitely.
It is a lot of work.
And but I mean, as far as influences, also I'm influenced by like my friends a lot too. So I guess that can sometimes change from year to year, also depending on who's doing what or whatever. But like being in Watch City, being in a group with other producers and MCs who are very talented and skilled, that's always like I can look to them for creative input. Early on, I looked up to them because I felt like, now I feel like we're all kind of on a level playing field as far as like our skill levels. But starting off in Watch City, from a rapping standpoint, I think a lot of the other members in the group were better than me, so that was highly influential to me in that period of time. Like being around these guys and being in the same group and knowing like, all right, I got to step it up and like really come with something good to be able to hang with these guys. I mean, the list, I got a ton of like sonically Flying Lotus and Radiohead and like Kanye West, lyrically Common, Lupe Fiasco. So I kind of just like draw from a ton of different places, and I'm almost equally influenced by all of them.
Very cool. Very cool.
I also try to just only consume like what I deem to be really high quality content, movies, music, TV shows, because I feel like if I'm feeding that stuff to my brain, then like that's what I'm gonna put out.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'm consuming shit, poorly crafted, whatever, shit movie, shit music, whatever, then maybe I'll start putting out shit movies.
No, it makes. I mean, it's. You're a product of your environment.
Right.
It kind of. It's. In some ways, well, not in every way you're a product of your environment, but in some ways you're a product of your environment. Like,
what you take in, you put out.
Yeah. If you've got negativity around you, you're going to be a negative person.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got, if you're listening to shit music,
maybe you're gonna make shit
then
music.
it's like, then you're just gonna get stuck in your head, and it's like it's a really crappy beat, but I've heard it a million times, and now it's stuck in my head, and I can't get rid of it. Like, fucking, there's so many songs where it's like, why did I keep listening to that? Why did I not know better until 2 years of listening? Like, I mean, you did great when you were doing okay, Nickelback, but I mean, everybody shits on you. I'm sorry.
It's been a while. It's been a while since you guys been.
But you look back at it and it's like,
but hey, 6,
there
7,
were some
8,
better.
9th grade Nickelback was pretty cool.
It was, because it's like, oh yeah, this is edgy. This is as edgy as it's gonna get because my mom won't let me listen to anything else.
Yeah.
My mom won't let me buy any other CDs. Oh, which was great for having older brothers.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hey, yo, what the hell are you listening to? Okay. So it's like, I mean, if you listen to Photograph a million times and you think that, okay, this is a good song, it's not. But then it's like, then you look at like Led Zeppelin, and you listen to Led Zeppelin, and you listen to Black Sabbath, you listen to Metallica, you listen, especially classic rock. But then even still, lyrically, at least for me, you listen to like Linkin Park and Disturbed, and even, it's a stretch, but bear with me, even System of a Down.
No, they got very powerful lyrics,
Like,
I think.
And
Prison
some of
song,
yes,
and like
even some and some of their songs where it's literally they're just repeating the same verse after verse, or they're repeating the same chorus and the same bridge. There's a reason. It's like that's all that they need to say for this song.
Right.
Like there's not much else to say.
Right.
Like think about like Chop Suey or Toxicity. Like it's the same verse, or it's the same bridge, it's the same chorus. But it's like, what else?
That's
Can
it.
you say? Like you said what you need to
and they're
say.
great songs, so you can't deny it.
Exactly.
You can't say like,
Exactly.
oh, why
So
didn't you make another verse?
Yeah,
like,
it's like
it sounds fucking good. Yeah.
Exactly, and like lyrically, it punches you in the gut, and it keeps you keeled over, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna just keep listening to this. Like I have to.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else I can do about it.
Yeah, good music. I don't think it's like a choice that you make of like, I would like to listen to that. It's like, no, I gotta hear that shit
Right?
again.
It's like I'm gonna listen to it again.
Yeah.
Like my wife gives me so much shit because when I play music off my phone, I hate listening to radio because it's the same thing every 15, 20 minutes. But she gives me shit because, I mean, like right now with my the liked songs that I have on Spotify. Which, by the way, you can find them on Spotify.
Yes, sir.
Find them on Spotify.
Search More, Moore.
Yep.
If you type in Manifest or Free Shot or Shop Local, those are the names of my last 3 releases, you'll find it. I'm not quite famous enough to just type More, but if you type More plus the name of a release, so
I tried
More,
that. I'm
Free
like-
Shot,
I'm
More,
like,
Shop Local.
Why is he not coming up? Like, what? Do I need to check my settings? What the fuck's going on?
And I'm
where the
like,
fuck
should
is
I
he?
change the name and like just go by Andrew Moore? But I'm like, you know what? One
No.
day I'll be the Moore.
You will be more.
Yeah.
Like, that.
I'll get there.
Yeah, yeah. Like, so definitely go give him a follow.
Help me get to that.
Listen
point,
to his
where you
songs.
could just search More and I
Yeah,
pop up.
absolutely. You can also find him on Instagram. More
Yep.
Watch City.
More Watch City.
More as More Watch City.
One word,
All there.
no underscores.
Facebook as well.
More Watch City.
Yeah.
Everything's More Watch City except for YouTube. That's More 847. 847 represent the Elgin area code. Watch Cities also represent Elgin. So for those who don't know, Watch City's a crew that I'm a part of. We call ourselves Watch City because Elgin, where we're all from, was once home to the largest watch manufacturing company in the world. If you go to Union Station, you'll see Elgin clocks are still up. All around the world, there's a lot of Elgin clock and watch products still up. Now they're made by some like cheap Chinese company that bought the name and makes cheap knockoffs. But if you get a pre-1969, I think
so, something like that. Yeah.
Elgin watch, that's the real deal.
Yep.
So Watch City, More Watch City.
All of you guys who go to Grand Victoria Casino, Clock Tower Plaza.
Yep. You'll
Come on
see Watch Factory right over there on the Clock Tower Plaza.
There was a small little red building over by where the train tracks used to be, over by Clock Tower Plaza. Is it still there?
It's still there.
It's
still there? It says Watch
Because now,
Factory.
now it's a historical landmark. Yeah, that was the first watch factory.
Yeah, I believe
And
that
it
was the
just a
first
tiny
one,
little shack.
and then they moved to some huge warehouse.
Yeah,
That,
dude made it in this tiny little shack,
Yeah.
no bigger than like a tool shed, like just this tiny little. Shut up, Google. Just this tiny little tool shed, but yeah, definitely
crazy
check it
what
out.
it can become.
You're getting history with this too. Not
Oh,
only
yeah.
are we meeting new artists on Instagram Live and YouTube Live, well, YouTube recording when it doesn't work.
YouTube's supposed to be live,
Yeah.
but instead YouTube.
not
posts.
only are you meeting new artists, whether it be photographers, models, musicians / graphic designers / audio techs, audio engineers, but you're also getting history lessons. You're getting gear lessons. You're getting jokes. They may not be funny, but you're getting jokes.
May or may not.
You're getting disses on Nickelback, which are always funny. So keep
That's a
tuning in.
fact.
Always tune in. It's always a good time here. Yeah, well, I think that about does it.
That does it.
Thanks for coming by.
So again, you can find me search Nickelback.
If any of you remember,
I should make an album called Nickelback
Oh,
so that
God.
it just gets searched up.
Right.
Yeah.
if I forgot what I was just gonna say.
That was my fault.
If you remember AOL Instant Messenger, we're gonna make a username. If it's still, I don't even know if it still works. Nickelback Hater, H8. Yeah. We're going old school. We're going T9 on this.
And that's where we'll be sharing the links to these videos.
Yes.
No longer on Facebook.
Not
no
at all.
longer-
Only on AIM. AOL Instant Messenger. If you're not on it, get on
If
it.
you're one of the 6 who still has it,
6, is it even that many anymore? I don't even remember what the hell my username was. I had like 3 or 4 of them. They were stupid as hell. And then again, we were what, 3 when it was up?
Right.
But thank you for coming on
Thank
out.
you. Appreciate you having me.
Quick shout out to the studio space that we're using. This is ISO Fitness in Schaumburg, run by Danny, someone who we went to school with, Ashley, aka Nina. She is one of the trainers here. She does a lot of boot camps. She'll kick your ass and she'll get you sweating, but she will literally get your ass in shape. Like your butt's gonna look fantastic. She does booty boot camps. She does fitness boot camps. So definitely check them out. ISO Fitness, Danny and Nina, hit them up. training, whatever you got to do, whatever you want to do. And again, go follow Andrew. Go check him out. Again, find him on Spotify. Definitely hit that follow and listen to his tracks. Like them. You know, download them for offline listening for when you're driving through the mountains.
Great idea. New music July 1st coming out.
There we go.
Be at Summerfest in Milwaukee, July 7th.
There we go.
Free admission, 12 to 3 for Fan Appreciation Day.
Look at that, look at that.
Schoolboy Q, Lil Wayne, and Snoop Dogg performing later on that night in the same venue.
So technically,
come through.
we could say that he's opening for them.
Technically, I'm on a different stage, but we're in the same.
But it's the same thing.
We're
It's
on
all
the same
it's all
fair.
Exactly. Like, you know, like when Project Revolution
Right,
was
there
going
was a
on.
side stage.
Yeah,
and
you've got all the different stages. So technically, like Mindless Self-Indulgence and Seosin, if you guys remember them, they were opening for like Linkin Park and My Chemical Romance and them. So it's like, it's the same thing. You're opening for Snoop Dogg. That's all you gotta say. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry we had some issues with Instagram Live, with it pausing and cutting out. Don't know what that was about, but hopefully I can get it figured out for next time. I just noticed that I have a little roll here. Fantastic. YouTube, I apologize that we weren't live, but we're recording, so it better save. And if it doesn't, I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm just gonna give up on YouTube and just record all this stuff on my camera and just post it later. But again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me.
See you guys.
Again, I'm Vince. Peace
I'm
out.
more.